Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Snake Pit in Wollongong for a very special Hungry Jacks NBL 2022-23 pre-season match in which the Illawarra Hawks are hosting UC Riverside, the touring Div 1 US college side. As the season proper is about a month away for both teams, we're looking forward to pretty open, exciting basketball here tonight, as the two sides will be looking to hone in on their team's tactics, rotations, and identity. I'm Nikolai Nielsen. Thanks for tuning in. As you can see, the players making their way out to centre court. The Hawks are led by first-year head coach Jacob Jacomas, while Riverside are here under the guidance of award-winning head coach Mike Magpayo. Players getting themselves ready to go. It's a good crowd in the Snake Pit at Wollongong tonight. Great atmosphere. Hawks' first pre-season game here for the new season. UC Riverside on tour. This is the third game of their four-game tour of Australia. And we're underway. The Hawks control the tip. It's Justin Robinson, new boy in town. Tyler Harvey returning for the Hawks. So they look to move the ball around. Back to Robinson. He'll be a focal point for the Hawks this year. 5 on the shot clock. Finds an open Froling in the corner. Hits the three. A great start for the home side Hawks. And they bring some full court pressure too through Robinson. Vocal crowd, as you can hear. And you can see there's a steal for the Hawks. It's Mango. Fouled on the way up. Mango Matang. We're going to be calling him Mango. That's what he's known by here in Wollongong. Nice start for the Hawks. So a couple of free throws to come for Mango. Hawks starting with Tyler Harvey, Mango Matang, Justin Robinson, Wani Swakalo Bullock, and Sam Froling as the first free throw is good. Crowd shows their appreciation. No good on the second. Rebound by Jalen Martinez. 6'11" centre. They're a good matchup down low between he and the Hawks big men. As Riverside look to get something going now. That's Flynn Cameron off the back of the hoop. Flynn Cameron, a New Zealander, son of legendary basketball player Pero Cameron. Nice drive. There's a foul called. They're going to say it's a charge. So the basket won't count there. Charge on Riverside. But as we're saying, Flynn Cameron, number 11 for Riverside. His dad, Pero Cameron, basketball legend in these parts of the world. Played in the NBL, played in New Zealand NBL. As the Hawks moving around and lose possession there. Pass just off the mark for the breakdown in communication. But as we're saying, Pero Cameron, Flynn's dad. Hugely successful player, 11 championships in New Zealand, 9 as a player and 2 as a coach. So here he is, Flynn. Comes from good basketball stock. As he passes off, the three-point shot is good. That's Lockie Albrick, the Australian native from Adelaide. Oh, he's almost going to come up with a steal there as Tyler Harvey lets it go, and he responds with a three of his own. Hawks out to the early lead, 7-3. 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Here is Cameron, he's hacked there. Pretty easy call for the officials. UC Riverside starting Zion Pullen, Flynn Cameron, Jalen Martinez, Will Tattersall, also an Aussie, he's from Melbourne. And as we said, Lockie Albrick. Step back jumper at the foul line, just short there for Pullen. Offensive rebound is good though. 2 points for Riverside. Here is Justin Robinson. Spent 3 years in the NBA. Played for quite a few teams, and prior to that was in college at Virginia Tech. Hawks ball. 7-5. Early first quarter. Oh, knocked out there, it's deflected. It's going to stay with the Hawks. Good defense there from Albrick. UC Riverside, known for their Australian and New Zealand connection. 9 players have come through the system in the last couple of years there, 9 Aussie and Kiwis. Froling thought about the 3, drove instead. No good on the layup. Here's Pullen, looks left, finds Cameron. Can't connect, and there's a rebound for the Hawks. Counter-attack is quick, bit of contact there on Robinson, no call. He gave it up to Harvey and got it back. Froling, working down low, spins, reverse layup's good. Found his way around Martinez in the low block there. 9-5 now. Good energy from the Hawks as Robinson very nearly comes up with a steal. And heavy contact, they're going to say it's on Robinson. Could have gone either way. Goes against the Hawks. George King checking in. So they're calling for the towels. Bit of sweat on the court. 9-5, 2 fouls apiece, 6:37 to play in the first. Oh, we're getting back underway. Pulling inbounds, and it's stolen by Mango. Throws it down! Exclamation mark from Mango. An early crowd favourite here in Wollongong. 11-5. Here is Flynn Cameron, the New Zealand tall black representative. He turns it over. The Hawks look to counter-attack. It's going to be picked off, though. That was Albrick, taking it back for UC Riverside. And here goes Cameron all the way, lays it in. The Hawks very quickly back down court. Madronya with a nice play, handed it off. Mango laid it in, 13-7. Energetic start from the Hawks, fast tempo. Playing the defensive lanes, hands are up. 4 turnovers already for Riverside. Cameron for 3. Can't connect, but the offensive board is there and it's put back. Nice work from Jalen Martinez. It's going to be a timeout for the Hawks. Just about halfway through the first quarter. And a frenetic pace to start this match. 13-9 is the score. Hawks' favour. They've looked the more energetic of the two teams thus far, although energetic might not be the right word. UC Riverside, good in patches, couple of open shots, just haven't been able to hit them. If they start falling, well, that'll be good news for them and we'll be in for a good game tonight. UC Riverside, for those who don't know, part of the UC college system, University of California. 10 campuses, all spread out all over California, and UC Riverside about an hour east of downtown Los Angeles. They're on a 4-game trip, tour of Australia, and this is game number 3 for them, so one more to go. First 2 games were against Bendigo and Keilor in Victoria, and they were both wins for UC Riverside. So off to a good start on their tour, as both teams with new personnel will be looking to really test some things out tonight, figure out who they are, what works, different rotations. So we could be in for some exciting ad-lib basketball as both coaches try to hone in on what they want their team to do leading up to the start of both teams' respective seasons. The players have made their way back out. Here's Justin Robinson. Down low. Gets the shot up. Doesn't quite go there. That was AK Gax. Checked into the game. Pulling over to Cameron. Double team comes. Oh. He was looking for Albrick. Deflected out of bounds. So here we go, underway again. Pulling to inbound. There's Albrick from Adelaide. Kicks it out, 5 to shoot on the shot clock. They're not quite aware of it yet. Cameron gets it up just in time and it's good. Nothing but net. Flynn Cameron. Here's Lockie Dent, newly checked into the game. Tyler Harvey on the left wing. Fakes right, comes left. He's going to put up a little one-hander, doesn't quite get it to go. 13-12, Hawks way. So despite the great start from the Hawks, it's only a 1-point game. Big head fake from Albrick. Nice footwork in the key and he gets it to go. It's the first lead of the game. UC Riverside. Oh, it's out of bounds. Riverside ball. Both teams easing into this game nicely now, starting to figure each other out. It's Lockie Dent. Guarding Zion Pullen. There's the screen. Nothing comes of it. Pullen finds his way into the key. There's a foul on the floor before the basket. So it'll be Pullen to inbound. Point guard for UC Riverside. He's going to get it back. Playing two-man game with Kyle Owens. Couldn't find him again. Down to 5 to shoot yet again. Flynn Cameron, 3, 2, 1. Gets it off. Albrick the offensive board. Tried to put it up and under. Couldn't do so, but there's the rebound for Cameron and he puts it in. 16-13 Riverside now. Gack, middle of the key. Might have been Hacks, no call. King took the three from the corner, but it's blocked by a very active Albrick. Great start for the young man from Adelaide. As we said, one of about 9 players to go through the UC Riverside system in the last 3 or 4 years. Strong Oceania connection between the university and players from this part of the world. So it's been George King to inbound. Froling to Harvey. Wide open three-pointer. No good from Madrunya. Hartwell to Cameron, back to Hartwell. Here is Albrick working on George King. Well, looks to go up and under and he's fouled. 2 free throws coming for Lachlan Albrick. His parents are in the stands. I believe a couple of families of the Australian and New Zealand players are in the house tonight. Hush comes over the crowd. Short on the first. 16-13, Riverside up. 2:43 to play in the first quarter. Second is good. Extends the lead by 1. Checking in for Riverside is Vlad Salaries from Georgia. The country of Georgia, not the state in the US. As Lockie Dent brings the ball up. Nice screen from Froling. Thought about taking the 3 as a result. Instead went right, gave it off to Harvey. Little floater is good. And the foul. Beautiful play from Tyler Harvey. He'll go to the line to try to make it 3. Harvey connects on the free throw. Harvey, of course, led the Hawks in scoring last season, 16.1 points per game. Hugely important player for them. Also, tick over 3 assists a game and 3 rebounds as well. So he'll be looking for another solid season with the Hawks. UC Riverside eventually get it in. Pretty calm there from Pullen. As they get into their offense here. Bit of ball movement, a few pick and rolls. It's going to end up with an open 3-point attempt. It's off the mark. That was Luke Turner. As George King goes to work now. Gets it down low to Froling. Turns and faces. Comes towards the middle. A little left-hand hook is good. He's fouled. Free throw to come. And an exciting contest we've got here in Wollongong. Both teams rising to the occasion early on. 18-17, Hawks way. It's been back and forth thus far. Three-point play is good for Froling. Boomers player. One of 2 boomers on the Hawks side. He and Alex Madronya, both representatives of Australia. So good quality match we've got here in Wollongong. 19-17, just under 2 minutes to play in the first. Pullen goes in, comes out, goes in again, shoots it. Froling, nothing he could do there. Tough shot, successful one from Zion Pullen. Ties the game at 19. As Harvey looked to get around his man, couldn't do so. That was Salaries with the foul. Deng Deng checks in for the Hawks. Five team fouls on UC Riverside. Hence free throws from here on out the rest of the quarter for the Hawks. And it's Tyler Harvey to shoot them now. First is good. Second one's going to be just short and roll around, but Riverside can't control it. So the Hawks will get another shot. So the shot clock starting at 14 for the Hawks. It's going to end up with Deng in the corner. Lets it go. Froling's fighting for the offensive board, can't get it. Well controlled by Kyle Owens. And here comes Riverside. Little jumper in the lane, no good. Offensive board attempt by Owens. Fouled over the back by the Hawks, and he'll shoot 2. Hawks also into the bonus now. Hope you're enjoying this game tonight wherever you are. Pre-season 2022-23 promises to be a big year. The Hawks will have high expectations after finishing second last season on the ladder and then bowing out in the semi-finals to the eventual champion Sydney Kings. First free throw is short for Owens. But a lot of new faces for this Hawks side, including a new coach. Brian Gorgon, of course, retiring. Now it's Jacob Tacomas in charge of the side. Second free throw is good. Here comes Lockie Dant. He's got Deng to set a screen for him if he needs it, which he doesn't. Just a pseudo press from Riverside. Under a minute to play now in the first quarter. Froling drives strongly. Loses the ball, but it falls to Dang, and he slams it home. Timeout taken Riverside. 22-20. The Hawks lead it after an emphatic dunk off a loose ball play from Deng Deng. And he heard the appreciation of the crowd. Here come the cheerleaders and the mascot for the Hawks. Of course, being played in Wollongong tonight at the Snake Pit, the traditional home of basketball here in the Illawarra. T-shirts being given out to the crowd. And a big crowd it is tonight too. You can see the majority of the crowd behind the bench over there. Excuse me, you can see the majority of the crowd behind the bench sitting down low courtside, but underneath us where we're commentating from tonight, these stands are absolutely chockers. Referees approach the huddles, tell the players it's time to go. A little warning, both teams finishing off their talks. UC Riverside, coached by Mike Magpayo, award-winning coach from the States, young up-and-coming coach, first Asian American to lead a Div 1 basketball program. And later on in the telecast, we hope to be joined by the athletic director from UCR, Mr. Wes Millett. If Wes can make it up, we'll ask him about Coach Magpayo, because he's a great guy, a young up-and-coming coach, and there's big raps placed on him, and he's done very well this side the last couple of years. So Riverside with the ball, 46 seconds to play. They trail by 2 in the first quarter. Here's Salaries. They get the ball moving. He's pulling with it, stopped momentarily, waited for the screen. Open three-point attempt, finds its way through for Kyle Owens. Hit the ring twice, hit the backboard, and dropped straight through. 23-22, Riverside. Lucky Dent with the ball. It's guarded by Hartwell the second. He's got 10 to shoot. Gets it to a cutting Froling. He was bumped on his way down. There'll be 2 shots for Froling. Sam Froling, another returning player for the Hawks this season. An important cog in their team last year. Averaged 7.4 points. Sorry, 7.4 rebounds per game. 9.1 points. And 1.6 assists. For the Boomers man, as the first free throw is good. Deng Deng also out on the floor at the moment. He was with the Brisbane Bullets last year, but prior to that was with the Hawks. Second free throw is up. Prior to that, he was with the Hawks. As he almost gets the rebound, Deng Deng. In fact, it's going to be Hawks ball. And Deng averaged a touch under 7 points and 5 rebounds for Brisbane last season. So nice for the Hawks to bring him back to Wollongong. 6.2 seconds to play. Into Froling. Back to Deng. Lucky Dent, open three. Oh, that one would have brought the house down. Just long. And so that's the end of the first quarter, folks, from Wollongong. Coach Magpayo is out on the floor, calling his troops in. 23 apiece between the Illawarra Hawks and UC Riverside. An exciting first quarter. End-to-end stuff from both sides. They make their way to the bench. Talk about what they've seen, what they can improve in. The stats are up on your screen now. The Hawks and Riverside both shooting 53% from the floor. 3-point percentage, 43 for the visiting side, 33 for the home team Hawks. Free throws, 5 of 8 for the Hawks, 2 of 4 for Riverside. Both teams possibly will speak about looking to be a bit more aggressive and get to the foul line a bit more as this game carries on. Riverside with a big rebounding edge, 13-5 at the moment, including 6 offensive boards, something the Hawks will look to address as this match progresses. Out come the cheerleaders and the mascot again, possibly with more T-shirts, getting a big response from the crowd. Here they go, they're waving. There we go. Great atmosphere here at the Snake Pit, of course. The Illawarra Hawks home stadium up until about 1998. And of course, they're an inaugural team from 1979 from the first NBL season. We're joined now by the UC Riverside Athletic Director, Wes Millett. Wes, pleasure to have you here.
Nick, thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Mate, our pleasure, our pleasure. Mate, first of all, as the players make their way back out, tell us about UC Riverside, because most of the viewers at home won't have a great deal of knowledge about it. What can you tell us about the program, about the university? I understand there's been some challenging times lately.
Well, Nick, it's first of all, we're located in Southern California, in the Inland Empire, about an hour outside of Los Angeles. And a lot of the guys that we recruit, they come from all over the world. We'll talk more about that as we kind of move through. But our university is top 35 public university in the United States,
nice
part
one.
of the University of California system, #1 for social mobility in the country, and it's the fastest rising university in America. So we're very proud of what we're doing, especially being part of the best public university system in the country at UC Riverside, or in the University of California system. So, in terms of where we are as a program, we'll talk basketball first. That's a nice deal.
Justin Robinson's going to get all the way and be fouled. 2 free throws coming for him.
Just real quick, I love the physicality of the game right now.
Isn't it
it's
great?
Just awesome.
Wasn't the first quarter entertaining, mate? End to end, a lot of physical contact.
And it's an incredible experience for our guys. I mean, we have 18 to 24-year-olds who are on the team right now. A lot of new guys on the team, but they're playing against grown men. It's like we talk about. You guys are going to go back to the hotel tonight and kind of figure out what you want to do for evening. A lot of these guys are going home to their wife and kids.
Yeah.
So it's a different experience for them. But yeah, very physical first quarter. Love the way the guys were playing on both sides, both ends of the court. And just the depth that we have this year as a team is better than we probably ever had. We're probably 9-10 deep into the bench right now, which is awesome. But overall, back to your question in terms of where we are as a program. About a year ago, or a year and a half ago, our entire athletics program was under threat of elimination. And we fought really hard. We saved the program. Not 1 or 2 sports that was under threat. The entire athletics program was under threat of elimination due to COVID concerns, and just due to basically, just budget cuts and all the things we had to battle.
Sure.
We were one of 3 programs in the country who was faced with that level of, severity in terms of where the program could ultimately be. So we worked really hard. We did all we had to do. Save the program.
Olbrich, your man from Adelaide.
Lachlan Olbrich will be a problem for teams this year.
I'm glad to hear that.
and it's great. I know we're sidebarring a lot as the game's going on, but it is just awesome because Lachlan's parents are here tonight too. And a lot of his family members have been able to come out along with Will Tattersall, who's from Melbourne, and a couple of other guys on the team. So
I can say awesome. Lachlan's dad is easily as tall as Lachlan is also.
Yes, he is. That's a nice shot.
Three's there for Justin Robinson. So the university was really up against it a couple of years ago, but it's come through?
Yes, the athletics program's come through. We're building back stronger than ever. Men's basketball in the nice shot.
That was Jamal Hartwell II.
Yeah, Jamal, he's a grad student transfer from Los Angeles, who's joined our program this year. The thing I love about Jamal is he gives us another gear at the guard position. When you have Zion, you have Zion Pullen and Flynn Cameron back there.
Yes.
When you nice shot.
George King, he wanted the 4-point play on that one.
Exactly. And George played at Colorado, correct? University of Colorado, I think?
Yes, I believe so.
Yep. And with Jamal, he gives us second, third gear, and he can be a real pest on defense. So maybe undersized, but he over-delivers.
Yeah, he looks like a quick player.
Yep, and here's Will. So we recruited Will Tattersall, who just made that bucket, from Melbourne. He went to the Center of Excellence, Australian Institute of Sport, along with Lachlan Olbrich. So, and over the years, I know we'll talk about it more in depth, but 3 years ago we had 9 guys from Australia and New Zealand.
Wow.
Nice job, Lachlan with the steal.
It was. Here we go.
Last year we had 8, and this year we have 3 or 4. 3 right now. A lot of end-to-end.
It really is, isn't it? They're feeling each other out. They're not familiar with the other team. I imagine both coaches are trying to still hone in on what they want their team to be like, how they want them to play. So
exactly,
we're getting the benefit of that tonight.
Exactly. And with a lot of the guys, we were able to recruit from the Center of Excellence. Nice job, Will. And there's why.
There you go.
Hence the reason for the trip here. So every 4 years, each team is allowed by the NCAA an international tour.
Okay.
A lot of teams will go to Europe. My son plays a nice job, Will, with the steal.
He's got the steal there.
He comes through. Oh!
It's off the foot and almost made it up to us. Robinson's going to end up with it. Not quite on the three.
So 30, a lot of games knotted up a lot of ties so far. Great back and forth. Years ago when I was at Cal, in 2015 we brought the men's team down here. That was a team with Jalen Brown, Ivan Rabb, several other guys who ended up playing pro. And man, that was my first taste of the snake pit, and I fell in love, and I was hooked ever since.
Excellent. In that game, Jalen Brown, the end we're at right now, had a massive block on the backboard.
He did. That was the LeBron poster dunk off the backboard before the LeBron dunk happened a couple years later.
That's right.
But one of the things that you learn and you realize as an AD is, when you have a pipeline of great relationships and you're able to recruit certain parts of the U.S., certain parts of the world, you want to reinforce those relationships. And it's one of the main reasons why when we chose our international tour for this year, because like I said, every 4 years, every team gets an international tour. This year, we decided, hey, let's go to Australia. One, it gives the guys on our team from the U.S. an opportunity to see where their teammates who are from here grew up, experience their hometowns, the cities they grew up in, the country overall, and really get a taste of something that they might not only have an opportunity to do.
There must be a good percentage of them who've never been overseas before, I imagine.
Yes, a very high percentage. Nice job.
Great play there, Ulbrich.
Ulbrich, he is a problem. Lachlan Ulbrich is a problem.
Yep, he's having a game tonight.
Yes, he is. Years ago, in 2016, we took Cal football here to Sydney for a game against Hawaii in the Sydney Cup. 90 of the kids on the team did not have a passport.
Wow, there you go.
90 of 110 kids did not have a passport, never traveled outside the country. That's a nice drive there.
All the way back, and the foul. That was Wani. He'll go to the free throw line. So 90 of 110 hadn't been overseas.
Never been overseas. And so when they got the opportunity and they got here, it is a life-changing experience for 18 to 24-year-olds. And it's one of the reasons why I love the opportunity to be able to be in a position I'm in and affect lives and make changes, that will send kids on a different trajectory, as they launch into their future.
Oh, they'll just learn so much, won't they, from traveling and meeting people and new experiences, new settings.
Exactly.
That's something that's tough to measure, but is going to be so valuable for a program, a basketball team in this case.
Exactly. The bonding that they'll share, during the time on the road. We're gone for 10 days. We're 17 hours away, from what they're used to. We're literally a day ahead.
Yeah, that's right. You're in the future now.
We're in the future, which is we laughed about that. And then when we go back, we'll go back to the past because we'll land 3 hours before we left.
That's right. Makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Right. But I'll tell you, it is just a breakfast every morning when we're in Melbourne, and now like when we arrived in Sydney. The best part for me as an AD, as an athletics director, is to see the smiles on their faces and to have the conversations with them about the experience they're having. Competition is incredible. Bendigo was great. Keilor was great. This is the best, against Illawarra.
Yep.
And then we go to Brisbane, and we'll play the Gold Coast Rollers early next week. And that will be the fourth game on the tour and before we head back. But what an experience for these guys.
Yeah.
It is just to see them smile, their energy level, and just the attitude of gratitude that they have. It's like I absolutely love this mid-major level in developing and how we develop young men and women, with our 17 teams at UC Riverside.
Oh, it's beautiful. And as you said, so many Australian, New Zealand players going through. Finn Cameron's in the side tonight. His dad, of course, a New Zealand all-time great. Pero Cameron, I think it's 9 championships in New Zealand as a player, 2 as a coach. Played in the Australian NBL as well in the New Zealand Breakers inaugural season, and the first 2 seasons as captain there. So his son's on the side.
Exactly. And Flynn, he's been playing for the New Zealand national team. I believe they just qualified for the FIBA World Cup.
Yep.
And he's been going all summer. He met us here. Jaylon Martinez right here under the basket.
Oh, unlucky there.
Yep. Jaylon is transferred to us from UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Yep.
And he's been, great addition for us.
Big body.
Big body.
Martinez.
And just the way that, one thing I will say is, I watch the game within the game, and I look at a lot of the things that make a difference. Our head strength coach is with us, James Holbrook. He's right there on the end of the bench standing behind Coach Magpio right now. The addition of James and the 2 other strength coaches we just hired, we can see the difference in how strong and physical our guys are this year. Along with our women's team, and along with our women's and men's soccer programs, our women's cross-country team just won, took first place in Nevada at University of Nevada, Reno in an early season meet. The strength, the conditioning, the endurance makes a difference. So when people sit there and they talk about all the things in the arms race in the U.S. around, name, image, and likeness and facilities and, this, that, and the other, I look at 3 key things. 1, mental health, and making sure our student athletes are in good place and good shape with their mental health. 2, strength and conditioning and nutrition, the strength and conditioning, and 3, nutrition. Because if you handle those 3 basic fundamental things, they're physically fit, they're mentally well, and they're in a good space, and they're having a great experience. Everything else falls into place.
Oh, yes.
So we've really gone all the way back to basics this year in terms of how we're building the program.
And isn't it great that you can provide that? Because as you say, the hardships the program was facing 2-3 years ago with the threat of being wiped out, and then to bring it back to that, that sounds like top-level stuff to me. Div 1, taking care of the whole person, not just worried about the sports side of things. Exactly.
And when we look at it, that attitude, and the philosophy that went into, fighting to save the program, it was never adversarial with the university. We realized, hey, we've got to work together. But this is crazy, even the thought that could happen. But when the student athletes saw how hard we were working and they were working with us, they really understand how important it is for a student athlete experience at any college, in the U.S. or otherwise. It's just part of, college and university life. Sport, regardless of the sport, it's so important that they have that opportunity to do something different. And for a lot of guys and, women, it's an opportunity for them to do something that they may not otherwise do, which is go to college, and get a degree and then an advanced degree beyond that.
That's it. Set them off on the path they want to go on with their life, be that sports or otherwise, because not a great percentage of student athletes go on to do professional sports for a living.
Correct.
So to make sure they've got the skills and that they need to carry on after college.
Exactly.
Riverside sounds like a great college, man. Is it a very big school?
It is. It's 25,000 plus students, undergraduate students. The campus is absolutely gorgeous. It's out, in the desert toward Palm Springs. It's really kind of between LA and Palm Springs as you head out. Very warm right now.
Yeah, really warm right now.
Really warm right now.
You could use some of the rain that we have here tonight.
Exactly. I feel like I wish I could take all the rain in Australia right now and bring it back to California.
Yes.
We really need it. We're in another unprecedented drought. And like you guys, we have, terrible fires.
Yeah.
But hopefully one of these guys or one of the women in our women's sports, one of our student athletes, they're going to go on to change the world in some way. Hopefully one of them will find a way to really get climate change under control.
Fingers crossed.
Exactly.
Wes, can you tell us about Coach Magpio? Because I've watched a few YouTube videos and read a few articles in preparation for the game, and he seems like a really good guy and a really successful up-and-coming coach.
Oh, he is amazing. I tell people all the time, I'll take our chances. I like our chances with Coach Magpio, 100 times out of 100.
Yeah.
The thing about Mike that's so great is he really focuses on building culture. And our culture overall in athletics, like we talked about, is one that listens and cares and meets people where they are so you can get them to where they need to be. And not in a, sit around the campfire, roast s'mores type of way, but in a way where we're really focused on meeting people where they are. And Mike goes into that when he recruits, when he's coaching, when he's building his coaching staff. He does a great job developing his assistant coaches. Our whole assistant coaching staff was turned over in 1 year. We had...
That's a big change.
It's a big change. He had 5 assistants. All 5 got jobs at the proverbial next level.
Okay.
The way he develops everyone, it's like, other coaches see it and they're like, they get an opening and they want to come. I told him that's the ultimate compliment when people want to come and poach your people because of the way you develop them. Now he's developing the next generation, of coaches coming through.
He's going to have a big coaching tree by the time he's done.
Huge coaching tree. Yes, and he's part of Kyle Smith, who's now at Washington State's coaching tree. You coach with Kyle at a couple stops along the way, and he's doing great. But the thing I love about Mike as a head coach, he's never too high or too low. He's always focused on making sure he's fully engaged with where they are in the game. I always say you learn a lot about a coach in basketball in the U.S. at the college level in the final 4 minutes of a half, the final 4 minutes of a game. You watch how he keeps everybody calm on timeouts. You watch the way he has the substitution pattern, just how he keeps his guys in the game. Critical timeouts. After the big dunk down here earlier, and the crowd got up and you guys broke the tie and went ahead.
Yep.
Perfect timeout.
It was a smart one. I noticed that also.
Perfect timeout. Like, don't let the end, because he could see the momentum had shifted. But overall, Mike, his wife, their 2 sons, they have 2 young kids, a newborn, and I believe Luca is just under 2. His oldest, just under 2 now.
That makes things harder at home, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Caroline's with him on the trip, his wife. And man, it is just amazing to watch what he's done. We know that he's received numerous awards. He won the Joe B. Hall Award 2 years ago for best, rookie coach in the NCAA.
Yep.
He won. He's the first Asian American head coach in the U.S. He's beaten, I think, 5 Power 5 teams already.
Wow.
We got a dramatic win against Arizona State last year.
Was that three-quarter court?
Three-quarter
shot? Yep.
Yes. And, just the way that he carries everything day to day. And when you watch the guys, and you watch how they work together, they love the game, they love each other, and they understand how important it is, to be together every single step of the way. And the way he's recruited and developed, we're now 9-10 deep, and no major drop-off, in any position right now on the floor.
And that's unusual, in any basketball side, let alone a college one.
Exactly.
I think to go that deep, that says something about the recruitment from the school and about Coach Magpire.
Exactly.
Look at this, mate. We've been talking for 9 minutes, and you wouldn't even have known it. It's 43 apiece, folks. Just over a minute to go in the second quarter. As there's the layup. That's good for pulling.
Now Zion.
That was Zion, yep.
Zion is a senior this year, and he's had a great career so far. In terms of all the years he's been with us. Zion's a Bay Area kid, Northern California kid.
Nice part of the world.
Yep. And he is, San Francisco Bay Area, and he's gotten bigger, he's gotten stronger. He will be able to play somewhere in the world when he's done.
Yeah.
I think right now we've got several guys who will be in that position. Including his backcourt mate, Flynn, Cameron. And obviously Flynn comes from what a legacy.
Yes.
It doesn't get better than that.
Not a bad family to come out of. He's going to be a basketball player.
Exactly.
Mate, do a lot of these players stay the full 4 years, or do you find they're leaving early?
At our level, at the mid-major level, they tend to stay all 4. At higher levels, they leave a little early. Just depends. If you think about it, like with the NBA in the U.S., only 60 people get drafted every year, right? And at least a third of those guys are coming from overseas.
Yes.
Right? So it really shrinks the pot for the opportunities for kids in the U.S. who are playing at the college level. So most of our guys, they will stay all 4. But like anything, if they get the opportunity, it's what nice job. That was a nice job there.
Yep, nice move. Lucky Dent finished that one off.
The game is really kind of settled into a flow now versus a lot of where it was early on with a lot of the back and forth and the pace and the push.
Yeah.
Now they're all, you're right, like you said, Nick, they're settling into the flow.
Yep.
Nice job, nice feet, nice fine lock with Olbrich. He's a problem
He's a problem, man. That's going to be his nickname. The problem.
Yes, the problem.
He is a problem.
He is a problem.
He's a problem for the Hawks tonight. There's 5 seconds to go here in the quarter, Wes. Robinson thought he might have got bumped on the elbow there. No call. Whoa, nice little tricky play there. Didn't quite get the time to make that one happen. So at the half, it's 49-45. UC Riverside lead the Illawarra Hawks. Wes, on your tour, have yourself had much of a chance to do any tourist sightseeing? Opera House, Harbour Bridge, Melbourne. Where have you been?
So Melbourne, we did a lot in Melbourne. The guys had the opportunity to go see one of the cricket stadiums.
MCG?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. They had opportunity to...
the cricket stadium.
The cricket stadium, yeah. I stand corrected, exactly. The cricket stadium. They had a great opportunity to really get to know the city. Holy cow, they've got good coffee in Melbourne.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, my goodness.
That's true.
Oh, my God. That's what we were talking about. It's like it's just that good.
Every corner.
Every corner. There's no drop-off. So the competition must be stiff in Melbourne for coffee, but there is no drop-off. They had a great opportunity. We went through like a lot of the alleyways with all the street art, on the walls, which was fantastic. The hotel visit, just going up and down. I forget some of the names of the areas, but
you've probably been to St Kilda.
Yes.
Richmond is right around the MCG. That's a nice area.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Italian food in Melbourne, right? Coffee and Italian food.
Yeah, so we stayed in, is it South Bank area?
Yes, on the banks of the Yarra,
Yep, so, and we were right on the river, which is the Yarra River, so it was nice. The games were awesome. The experience is going down to Bendigo, and then in Keilor. Great venues, like here, great fans. But like I said before, there's nothing like the Snake Pit.
Snake Pit's a special place.
It is a special place. And it's, they got a great experience. When we got here, we've been here 2 days now, staying in Sydney.
Okay.
And tomorrow we'll do the Opera House, the Bridge, tour around. And then what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Sunday here?
What do we got? Yep.
And then Monday we leave for Brisbane.
Okay.
So, so we'll head up to Brisbane. One more game up there. And then the final 2 days of the tour, we'll just kind of throttle back, let the guys that really enjoy the Gold Coast and just relax.
All the business is done.
Yes, and
let
them
really soak it in
before we head back. But holy cow, the smiles on their faces, and just like I said, I told my spouse years ago, the first time I came here, if I didn't have kids and we weren't together, I would probably stay.
Still be here. Wouldn't have left.
Still be here. It's so great, but it is it's fantastic.
Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. It's a nice part of the world here, and it's nice to be able to share it with a great group of people. I mean, I met you before the game and Coach Magpio and some of your staff, and there's just a really nice positive vibe around the program, around the people you brought with you here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pleasure for us to have you here, man.
Oh, Nick, thank you, man.
4 years' time, hopefully you can come back again.
Exactly. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
There's no better place. I'll tell you, it's, you talk about just the whole vibe. That's, we're intentional about that.
Yeah.
We're intentional in making sure, we have individuals who really understand the importance of staying together and why we do this. At the end of the day, it's about the mission. Build and develop student athletes for opportunities in life through sport. This accomplishes that.
Yeah.
This changes their life. It goes beyond the academics, beyond the sport and competition, and into the life aspect, because once they're, as well as I do, Nick, the game ends for all of us at some point.
It's ended for me recently, mate. My back, my right foot.
Yep.
The game's done for me.
And although our mind will tell us, hey, I can still go, your body's like, whoa. we need to have a sit down.
That's right. We need to talk about this
and get it sorted. We're not going out there. You're done. But the skills that they learn and they take from it, is so important, and they apply it to every aspect of life.
And it's a good group of players that you have.
Fantastic.
They're nice kids.
Great kids. Unbelievable kids. And they can really go.
How did you find Vlad from Georgia?
So Vlad, Mike, like I said, Mike is a great recruiter. And Vlad's from Georgia, but he went to high school, the end of high school and college in the U.S.
Okay.
So we recruited him. He joined us late, so he just came on board probably less than a month ago.
Yeah, all right.
So he's a student with us now. He came on board less than a month ago. Some of the other guys, Kyle Owens, we got Kyle from Montana. He's a transfer from Montana, and Kyle is he's fantastic. Nate Pickens, Nate comes to us from Arizona.
Okay.
And wow, he has had, he hasn't really played a lot tonight yet. But he had a breakout first two games, in Bendigo and in Keilor. Kobe Jerome's a New York kid. Same thing. I'm not sure how much he'll play tonight, but Kobe is same thing. He, Nate Pickens, Jamal Hartwell, three of our new guards, who've done really well. Kobe's in his second year with us now. Jamal Hartwell, graduate student transfer. He adds a speed, a level of he allows us to shift gears.
Yeah, okay.
And he really puts a nice speed on the floor, adds speed to the floor, enables us to really push the ball, at a faster pace and really speed the offense up. while still staying under control.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, Zion, like we talked about, Zion Pullen, Bay Area kid.
He's had a good game so far.
Exactly. Neil Labode, he's one of our walk-ons who's done incredibly well.
A walk-on?
Yeah, so he's a non-scholarship player when he came on, scholarship kid now.
Yep.
And Nee is, you know, he's also from the Bay Area. He adds another dimension and it adds valuable minutes, you know, in spot minutes throughout the game. Obviously, we've talked a lot about Flynn Cameron.
Yep.
You know, Flynn's transferred to us from DePaul.
Yes.
And he's been a problem the last couple of years for other teams too.
He's a problem for people in the Asian Cup a couple months ago too. Bronze medal.
Exactly. Jaylon Martinez, UNLV transfer, really adds a lot of depth and dimension to our bigs. Vlad, like we just talked about, we got hit from the country of Georgia, out of Seattle in the U.S. and then college here in the U.S. and we just got him.
Yep.
Will, Melbourne kid, you know, center of excellence. Holy cow. Will, now one thing I want to add about Will.
Tell me.
Will is probably, and I told his dad and his family this the other day because they were with us in Melbourne. Will is going to be a kid who goes on to change the world at a very, very high level.
Yeah.
He is one of the kindest human beings I think I may have ever met, you know, especially at this age.
Yes.
And Will is one of those kids who, like, you can just see the trajectory. You know, he may be a prime minister one day.
All right.
You know, yes, he's that guy.
Well, we swap prime ministers often here, so there'll be a chance for him.
Exactly. And then Luke Turner, California kid, you know, Southern California kid, transferred into us from, I believe, Wofford College, you know, back east in the South. And then, of course, you know, Lachlan, you know, Olbridge, he's a problem.
He's a problem. That's his name. I think I'm just going to refer to him in the second half as the problem.
The problem.
Yeah.
Exactly. And his parents, as we talked about, his parents are here, his family's here. And
yeah, very nice people. I got to meet them before the game as well.
They're fantastic. I met them when they came over to the U.S., you know, with Lockie, when he showed up on campus, and just an incredible family. And that's the last thing I'll say about that is the families of the guys on the team, just incredibly supportive. Just top to bottom, I couldn't ask for, with this team and with all 17 teams we have and all of our coaches, we've got a great group at UC Riverside.
Yeah.
You know, one that I'm immensely proud of, just unbelievably proud of. And, you know, every day I wake up, Nick, I realize I get to do exactly what God put me on this earth to do every single day.
That's a nice feeling.
It's a great feeling. And there are days that can be tiring. There are days that will be hard. There are days that will be tough. But there's never a bad day.
No.
You know,
you're working with great people down here, man.
That's so awesome.
Mate, can I ask just quickly, the kids from here, is it hard to recruit someone from Australia to a college?
It just depends. You know, it depends on the school in the U.S., and it depends on, you know, the academic side. Like, because, you know, the University of California system, there's eligibility standards for the NCAA, but the University of California system, along with some of the Ivy League schools and some of the higher-end public institutions, those academic standards are a bit higher.
Yep.
So the transfer in terms of what their grades are, whether it's Australia, New Zealand, Europe, anywhere in Europe, etc., it basically just depends on how the grades transfer over.
Okay.
And then you want to look at, you know, the way that the kids, you know, from Australia, New Zealand, Tasmania, wherever, you want to look at, like, their level of the support that they'll need when they're that far away from home.
That's a big change for a lot of people.
It's a big change, which is why the Center of Excellence is so important, you know, because we know the kids coming out of there, they're prepared.
Yeah.
You know, and I will say in general, the thing that I found, and we talked about this earlier, is a lot of the Aussies come in, and New Zealanders, and they are from a maturity standpoint, they're by and large way ahead of the U.S. kids at 18, 19 years old in terms of just their ability to understanding the fundamentals of the game, experiences that they've had, just being a young adult.
Yep.
You know, I'd say they're, you know, by and large, again, I don't want to make a sweeping generalization, but by and large, I've found pretty much to a person in those kids we've recruited, they're just a couple steps ahead.
Yeah.
You know, just because of their experience in Australia and New Zealand.
Well, if they've come through the Institute of Sport, I mean, that's a lot like what your program sounds like now. They've got the weights, they've got people living there doing the diet, mental health, physical health, that they're living and breathing it 24/7.
24/7. Yeah, it's just really building the complete student athlete, you know, every step of the way.
Here comes your side. Wes, it's an absolute pleasure to talk to you,
Nick,
mate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming up here to talk to us and for bringing your team out.
Oh, no worries. And thank you for having us. You know, again, my favorite venue in the world, the Snake Pit.
The Snake Pit. Well, look, mate, all the best on the rest of the tour. One game to go, as you said, up in the Gold Coast.
Yes, absolutely.
A couple of days to relax after that, and then back to UC Riverside.
Yes, back to Southern California.
All right.
So, but Nick, thank you for the time, and thank you for having us here. It's been awesome, and let's get ready to enjoy the second half.
Mate, the first half was cracking. A great
Yes,
first half, so I'm expecting a close finish, and the crowd here, it's a big crowd. They're going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. You are too.
Absolutely.
All the best for the rest of the trip and the upcoming season, mate.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate you.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Wes Millett, folks, Athletic Director of UC Riverside. Kind enough to come up and join us here. Second half is underway. Thanks again to Wes for coming up and having a chat during the second quarter and half time. As Froling lets the three go, finds the bottom of the ring. Good start for the Hawks to kick it off in the second half. So here is Flynn Cameron, as we talked about, son of Pero Cameron, New Zealand basketball legend, Hall of Fame inductee from 2017. As the floater bounces out, but there is Ulrich. Lachlan Ulrich. He is a problem, as Wes was saying. He is a problem. Tonight he's a problem for the Illawarra Hawks. Lachlan Ulrich from Adelaide. It's Justin Robinson. Finds his way around the floor. Little leaner is good from about the foul line for Robinson. 50-51. Riverside. Slender lead here. Start of the third. Flynn initiates a lot of contact there. Can't get the shot to go, but there's an offensive board. Martinez. Ulrich, not quite on that one. Froling pulls it down. Here comes Tyler Harvey. He's met there by Tattersall from Melbourne. The two Aussie boys on the team. As Harvey gets it to go. Two Aussies and a Kiwi on this UC Riverside team. As we were saying, Cameron, Ulrich, Tattersall. And here is Flynn Cameron. He's got it. Three-pointer, nothing but net. And as Wes was saying, both teams settling into the contest now. Not quite the frenetic pace and unpredictability of the early first quarter. All the way and rejected. George King got up and said, "No, sir." Follow-up floater is good. So Zion Pullen gets the last laugh. 2 points for his side there. A huge block from George King prior to that. 55-52, Riverside lead. An exciting game here at the Snake Pit. So 2 minutes gone into the second half. 7:57 to play. It's a 4-point lead for Riverside, who look like a quality team. Riverside plays in the Big West Division in the NCAA in America. Last season, a 16-12 record. Ended up losing to Hawaii 68-67 to finish off their season in the Big West tournament. But they went into that tournament with a number 6 seed. And as Wes was saying, the year before that, Coach Magpaio won the Rookie of the Year, Rookie Coach of the Year award. So an up-and-coming coach, an up-and-coming team. From what by all accounts looks like a beautiful school, about an hour east of downtown Los Angeles, halfway out to Palm Springs, for anyone that's been to that part of the world. Here come the players. And what a good game we're enjoying. Crowd certainly enjoying it. Good atmosphere in the pit tonight. So here comes Robinson, the Hawks' new recruit. As we said earlier, from Virginia Tech and then 3 years in the NBA. Played on a few different teams. Had stints in Washington, OKC, Milwaukee, Sacramento, Detroit. There he is. Out of bounds, Hawks ball. Detroit, plus some summer league action with the Lakers and Utah. And he's the all-time assist leader for Virginia Tech. So a very capable player, Justin Robinson. Here's Froling. The Hawks look to move it around. Finds his way back to Robinson. He's going to fade to the baseline. Not quite on that one as Cameron brings down the rebound and quickly down floor. Zion pulling. Mismatch with Froling on him. Are they going to look to try to exploit this? He comes at Froling but gives it off. It's Albrick. Offensive rebound for Riverside. Here's Pullen. Looks good. It is. 3 more points for Pullen. It's 59-52. 7-point lead, the largest of the game for Riverside. Let's see how the Hawks respond to this. It's an 8-0 scoring run by the visitors. 3-pointer's no good. Here's Cameron. Martinez, the starting center. All 6'11" of him. Fade away over Froling. Good defense from Froling. Didn't have to put him off. And here come the Hawks on the counter attack. Blocked by Albrick. He is a problem. Mango checks back in for the Hawks. His first year in the NBL. Deng checking back in as well. George King takes a seat after the huge block on Pullen earlier. Alex Madroño also checking in for the Hawks. Martinez takes a seat for Riverside. The Hawks get it down low. Good defense. Unable to connect on the shot there. Here come the visitors. Nice little crossover. Drive in, can't get it to go, but there's a putback. Kyle Owens puts it in. The lead is extended. It's now a 10-0 run for Riverside. Here's Harvey. Creates a little bit of space for himself. Tried to get the ball in, couldn't quite get it into Mango. One Aussie to another Aussie. Spin move. Back to the corner. There's the open three. Doesn't quite go for Tattersall. Nice steal there for Riverside. That was Pullen and he laid it in. 63-52. Approaching the halfway mark of the third quarter, and Riverside on a 12-0 run have built a nice little lead for themselves here. Mango over the top. It's caught, it's given off. Harvey with it. Nice aggressive play. Lost the ball on the way up. And it's Owens who comes down with it. So at the moment, UC Riverside with all the answers. We'll see what the Hawks can do to eat into this lead in the second half of this quarter. Here is Kyle Owens. Flynn Cameron now. Stops on a dime, lets it go over Harvey, and he gets it in. 3 points for Flynn Cameron. Deng with it, looking for Harvey, finds him. Harvey again, aggressive play, short. It's going to fall back to Deng. It's Madroña. He's going to look to go all the way and bank it in, and he does. And that breaks the 15-0 run by UC Riverside. 66-54 now. Justin Robinson's getting ready to check back in off the bench. Looks like Lockie Dent's going to as well. Here is Albrick, the problem. He's working on Deng. Good defense from Deng. Another offensive board though for Riverside. That'll be their 15th offensive rebound of the night. Contrast that with the Hawks. 6 offensive boards, and that's a lot of second opportunities for the visiting team. So here come Riverside. They got 2 to shoot on the shot clock. It didn't reset. They get it off in time, but it's no good. Madroña the rebound. Here's Deng. Back to Madroña. Deng looking down low for Mango. He's got him. Owens on him. A lot of contact. They're going to say it's out off Owens, and the Hawks will keep the ball. Physical game tonight, especially the longer as it goes on. The big men getting more involved down low. But Owens and Mango down low now. That's a big matchup. Physical players, both of them. As Deng looks to inbound. Bit of trouble doing so. Finds Justin Robinson. He's going to take it from the elbow, and it's good. Another 2 points to the Hawks. 10-point lead though, UC Riverside. 3:30 to play here in the third quarter. Couple of substitutions made by Riverside. Salaries checking in. The Georgian came to the Riverside team out of high school in Seattle. And here's Cameron. He's got 8 to shoot. 3, 2, 1. It's up. It's going to bounce around a couple of times. Another offensive board. This time the Hawks deal with the second attempt as Lockie Dent pushed the pace. Deng found himself with the ball, no one on him. Bit surprised. Mango. Physical play continues down low. Can't connect on that one. So it's Hartwell the second. Dent, pretty good defense, but Hartwell puts the moves on and gets it to go. Has his hands palms up as if to say, well, there's not much you can do about that, mate. 68-56. Under 10 to shoot on the shot clock as Robinson. Oh, the Hawks going to turn over. So Robinson lost it, was looking for a foul. Didn't get the call. A little bit of acting, still didn't get the call. Deng saved it, but then, unfortunately, from the Hawks' point of view, when trying to get it back to Robinson, threw it away. And the Hawks just a little discombobulated at the moment. Riverside playing really well, especially in this third quarter. Getting to their spots, getting open shots, and a lot of offensive rebounds. Here he is again, it's good. Hartwell, 2 straight buckets, the 2 and the 3. 1:55 to play in the third. Robinson is going to bank it, it's good. Robinson holding the Hawks in this one at the moment. 71-58. Salaries hands it off. Cameron. He'll take it, and it's good. Flynn Cameron having a good game tonight in Wollongong. A place his father would have played many a time, I would imagine, during his career. As Froling looks to make something happen. Nowhere to go down low. 9 to shoot on the shot clock. Robinson almost lost it, kept it. Little left-hander. Middle of the key, it's there. Robinson having a nice quarter. It's a 14-point lead to Riverside. Salaries, he's got Deng on him. Well, it's going to be picked off. Madronio's got Lockie Dent on the right. Finds him, it's an open 3, and it's good. So a bit of momentum here for the Hawks. 45 seconds to go in the quarter. 74-63. Another 3 for Cameron. Can't get that one to go. The New Zealand Tall Black. That's going to be over and back. Riverside saying it was deflected. The referees seem to disagree. So they're going to have a bit of a chat about it. George King checks in for Deng Deng. Yeah, they're saying over and back. Backcourt violation, so Hawks ball. They've got 31 seconds, so they could go 2 for 1 here if they're quick enough. There's 14 on the shot clock. It'll start from 14 because of the turnover. Referee just brings King a tad closer back to half court. So here's Justin Robinson. He's had a good quarter for the Hawks. Good assertive play from him. Froling gives him the screen, and Robinson follows him into the key. Heavy contact there, a bit much for the referee's liking. Zion Pullen's going to check back in as Flynn Cameron's going to have a little rest before three-quarter time. As Wes was saying, Wes Millett, the athletic director of UC Riverside, Flynn Cameron's been playing non-stop for about a year now with his tall black commitments and college commitments. He's been very busy. Hasn't had much of a break, so he met up with the team here when they flew over from the States. Anyway, he takes a seat now. And Lockie Dent with the ball. Around comes Robinson. He has a look at the clock. There's 7 on the shot clock. He's going to pull up. He's fouled. The shot's not going to go, but 3 free throws are coming his way. 74-63 still. 13.8 seconds to go. It's been a great quarter for Riverside. And this man checking in, Lachlan Albrick, is a big part of that reason why. Albrick with 17 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. And he is a problem. First free throw is good for Robinson. Second free throw goes also. Same result on the third. So a good possession there for the Hawks, 3 points. It's now an 8-point lead and a near steal there as they brought the pressure full court. It's going to be a 3-point attempt and it's good. Hartwell the second. 1 second to play. The full court shot's no good for Robinson. And that'll do it for the third quarter, folks. 77-66. An 11-point lead for UC Riverside. And what was a great quarter for them. As both teams make their way to the bench. And the Hawks will be looking for some answers, while Riverside will be discussing how to keep this going. They're 1 quarter away from their 3rd straight win on this Australian tour for them. Wins the first 2 games in Bendigo and Keilor in Victoria. This is the biggest challenge yet. An NBL side in the Illawarra Hawks. And a great raucous atmosphere in the Snake Pit in Wollongong. So should they carry this on and pick up the win here, that'll be a very impressive feat.
The winner is number 69. I got nothing. The winner is 69. Has anyone got 69?
Just a little more on the Australian-New Zealand connection for UC Riverside. Lockie Albrick, as we said, having a great game tonight. The problem, that's what we've labelled him, the problem. That's his new nickname, Lockie. You're the problem. Tonight is a problem for the Hawks. He was a development player with the Adelaide 36ers, his hometown. Will Tatterslaw, a Melbourne junior, played with the under-19 Australian national team. And of course, Flynn Cameron from New Zealand, as we said, Pero Cameron's son, and carving out a nice career for himself as well. Already a Tall Blacks player, successful college career, and you would think all 3 of those young players will go on to make a living from basketball somewhere in the world when they finish up at UC Riverside. So a nice connection for the school to travel to Australia, for the crowds here, for their families to see them. It's really St Mary's that Australian players are known to go to travel to college in the States. But now it's St Mary's and UC Riverside. As we said, with 9 players coming through their system in the last 4 years. Certainly is a destination for any young Australian basketball player who's good enough to go to the college system in the States as the players make their way back out. It's going to be Riverside to get us underway. 77-66. An 11-point lead. 1 quarter to go. As the Hawks press, make it a little bit more difficult for Pullen to get the ball in. Riverside in no rush. The clock is their friend in this quarter. As Froling gets the block on Pullen. But a nice pass over to Martinez who gets it to go. Coach Magpaio calling instructions out to his troops. Froling right down the middle with the exclamation mark and 1. $79-68. Good play from the Hawks big man. Here is the free throw. It's good. So 79-69, 10-point lead for Riverside. Here's Albrick. Corner 3. Not quite for Luke Turner. And Lockie Dent quickly down the other way. Has Harvey with him. King, little head fake. Back to Harvey. Riverside bench all standing, applauding their team. Well, they like what they've seen in the 3rd quarter. Hoping it continues in the 4th as Harvey makes the bucket. 8-point lead. The Hawks slowly digging into it. Chipping away. Riverside slowing it down. Eight to shoot. It's Pullen. They're going to say offensive foul. So the Hawks, little momentum here now. Riverside trying to slow it down. Of course, they don't want to do that too much. They don't want to run completely away from their offense because should they do that, the Hawks will find a way back into this game and it'll be close sooner than they would like to think. So it's a balancing act, slowing it down. Something a young team will learn through experience as Harvey has the screen from Froling, goes around it. Short on the jumper, but he gets the rebound. King into Froling. Got Owens on him. Little fake, little left-handed hook. Lockie Dent, the offensive board. Heavy contact there, no call. Boos from the crowd, they didn't like it. Froling's going to take the 3. Can't connect. Still 79-71, 8-point lead for the visiting Riverside. Albrick's down low, he's calling for it. They couldn't find him then. 5 on the shot clock. Owens, a little jumper from the foul line. Can't get it to go. But that was a better possession for Riverside. They got a good open look. Didn't drop, but wasted some time. Got a good look at the end of it. King, the fadeaway is no good. Pullen goes up, brings down the rebound. Turner looking for Albrick, has him. He's stripped by Harvey, who came in from the blind side to knock it away. The ensuing 3-pointer for King, can't connect. Albrick has it. Coach Magpaio telling his team to settle down a little bit. Mango comes to the bench to check in. Next opportunity. Pullen has had a great game tonight. Long 3. Not there for Hartwell the second. Nice pass to Froling, but they're going to say it's a charge. Froling saying his man was under the hoop. And the referee saying, nope. I disagree. So they're going to call the offensive foul. The crowd letting the referees know what they think of the call. Flynn Cameron's checked back in for Riverside. As has Will Tenniswall, who just had the ball taken. And the three-pointer off the steal, not quite for Justin Robinson, and it's going to be off Mango. So Riverside's going to get a second chance to bring it up here. Here is Cameron. Lockie Dent on him. Tall backs player, Cameron, comfortably bringing it up. It's clear the strategy that UC Riverside's going with here in the fourth quarter of just using up the shot clock, as the elbow jumper is good from Owens. Using up the shot clock as much as they can and then trying to get a good shot at the end of that. 6 minutes to play. It's a 10-point lead. The Hawks with it all to do here. As an impressive second half from Riverside has them in the box seat as King throws it away. As Wani Swako Baluk checks back in for the Hawks. 3 titles already for that young man. 2 in Perth, 1 last year with the Kings. Perhaps a good luck charm for the Hawks. Obviously a very talented player, but having won 3 titles in the last 5 years, I believe it is. It's not bad having that kind of experience on the roster. As Riverside once again wind the shot clock down. The shot was no good, but the offensive rebound really hurts the Hawks there. 18 offensive rebounds for Riverside tonight. Certainly has been a feature of their play, a strength of their play. As Cameron saying, oh, I think that's off Robinson. And the Hawks are going to keep it. .5:20 to play. 81-71. Riverside with the lead. Here's Robinson surveying what he sees in front of him. Decides to go all the way. And they're going to call an offensive foul. Smart play from Kyle Owens. Stood his ground. 6'8" forward Owens. To the charge from the smaller Robinson. Robinson with a grin on his face. A bemused smile, you would say. The court just receiving a little bit of attention there. A bit slippery there, a bit of sweat. Here comes Riverside now. Flynn Cameron. There's Wani on him. Oh, Hawks saying, hey, dribbled that one out. Referee disagrees as Cameron goes to the left hand. Unable to get it there. As Albrick and Mango get tangled up. No hard feelings. Foul on Albrick. 17 points for Albrick tonight, along with 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. The problem, Lachlan Albrick. As Martinez checks back in for Owens. Coach Magpayo. A little handshake for Owens, who's shaken up, might have been poked in the eye, I think, by the look of it. He'll receive a little bit of attention on the bench. Make sure he's okay. Here comes Robinson for the Hawks. Mango, top of the three-point line. Harvey curls around. He's got Mango back on the inside if he needs him. Doesn't. Can't connect on the left-handed layup. And Riverside control the rebound. As Albrick's posting up the smaller Robinson. And straight away looks to take advantage. And he's held there. So good play from Lachlan Albrick. Still a 10-point lead. 4:29 to play. So the Hawks not out of it by any means. But UC Riverside looking good in the driver's seat right now. Timeout taken by the visiting side. Coach Magpayo is going to have a talk with his team. Make sure everyone focused on the task at hand. Aware of the strategy, which is clearly to slow things down right now, which is a smart play. Up 10. 4.5 minutes to play. There's no need to rush anything. The Hawks, on the other hand, looking to get something going. There's more T-shirts being thrown out to the crowd. And it's a good crowd in the Snake Pit tonight too. Every seat is taken. There's a lot of noise. Most of the crowd is seated underneath our commentary position here, so you can't see them, but you can see behind the bench and around as we watch the game that there's a lot of people here. No empty seats in the house. It's a great venue, the Snake Pit, and they've pulled out all the bells and whistles tonight. And everyone is enjoying the spoils of that. So 81-71, a 10-point lead. The Hawks, of course, kick off their season in about a month's time at home on October 1st, and that'll be against the reigning NBL champion Sydney Kings. Players make their way back out onto the floor. Meanwhile, UC Riverside don't get their tournament play underway until November, and then officially December 29. So early preseason fixture tonight in Wollongong. Thoroughly enjoyable game. And UC Riverside with the best of the play in the second half and hence their 10-point lead. Here they are now. It's Martinez to pull in. He's had a good game tonight. A real leader for this side out on the floor. Nice little pass to Martinez who followed him through the key. And he gets 2 points for his troubles. As King comes up, I was going to say limping, but he looks to be all right now. He runs it off. Justin Robinson, new import for the Hawks. Finds Mango, he's got Albrick on him. And Albrick, good hands, gets the steal. Here comes Cameron. Tattersall back to Cameron. Pullen uses the screen from Martinez. It's going to end up with Lockie Albrick, who takes it strong to the hoop, and he's stopped by Mango. Gets his own rebound, can't put that in. Froling ends up with the ball. 3:37 to play. 12-point lead. Scratch that, make it a 9-point lead. Tyler Harvey hits the three. And we've got a rogue shoe on the court. Picked up, handed back to Martinez. Looks like a solid size 15 or 16 shoe there. So the players catch their breath for a moment. We've got 3:32 to play, folks. It's a 9-point lead to Riverside. Let's see what the Hawks can do at home here in the last 3.5 minutes to get back in this. Zion pulling. Robinson, big screen from Albrick. Still Zion with it. The three-pointer is good. Will Tattersall. Tattersall of Melbourne. The Aussie with the three-pointer in Wollongong gives his team a 12-point lead again. Froling thinks about it, opts not to take the three. Goes inside instead. He's met by Martinez and fouled from behind. Tattersall doesn't like the call. Nonetheless, the ref's just deciding whether it's going to be 2 shots or not. Yep, 2 shots to come. There's the signal. Jacob Jacomas talking with the assistants, discussing what they see, ways to get back in the game. The clock is not their friend at the moment. 2:55 to play. Every possession is going to be important now for Illawarra. As Kyle Owens looks to check back in. Jaylon Martinez takes a seat. Impressive game from Martinez tonight. 6'11" centre. Owens 6'8", grad student. Also with an impressive night as Froling hits the first. Second free throw is good also. So the 10-point lead. Just under 3 minutes to play. Will it be enough? We've been treated to an entertaining game of basketball tonight. Let's see what the final 3 minutes has in store. As Lockie Ulbrich takes it all the way. If that's any indication, the final 3 minutes are going to go like the previous 3 quarters have. And that's with a lot of Ulbrich. He's a problem. Tonight has been a problem for the Illawarra Hawks big men. 19 points, 10 rebounds for Ulbrich tonight. As Robinson somehow pulled that rebound back and got it to go. The outstretched arm, the right hand of Justin Robinson, controlled it mid-air and got it to go back. 2 points for the Hawks, still a 10-point lead. Cameron, the deep three, back of the hoop. Sam Froling, another rebound for him. Tyler Harvey makes his way down and takes the quick long three, and it's good. His second three of the quarter. And the Hawks are going to need more of that. 88-81, 7-point lead now. 1:45 to play. Coach Magpie on the sideline looking pretty calm. Like Wes Millett was saying, he doesn't get too animated, too high or too low on the sideline, and his team learns from that. Trying to keep a calm head like their coach does. Harvey can't get the back-to-back threes. Cameron gets the rebound and sets off. 7-point lead for his side. Ulbrich indicating, slow things down. Zion Pullen knows the plan. Coach Magpie out on the court yelling a couple of instructions. It's a 3-point shot, it's good. And that could be the dagger, folks. Certainly the bench for UC Riverside thinks it is. 91-81, 10-point lead, 60 seconds to play. Froling, the Hawks need this. Offensive board, King takes it back. 3-pointer, no good either. Cameron, another rebound. And you would think that'll just about do it. Body language of the players which suggests so as well. 91-81. A tick over 43 seconds remaining in what has been an entertaining game from both sides. And looks like in the end, UC Riverside is just going to have that edge and come out on top after a big third quarter. And just as I say that, Tyler Harvey hits the layup and he's fouled. So we can't rule it out yet. It's an 8-point lead. Certainly there's been some positive signs for both teams as Flynn Cameron takes a seat and gets some applause from the travelling fans. An impressive game from Flynn tonight. And now Tyler Harvey at the free throw line. He connects. 91-84. 7-point lead. I hope we haven't put the Mockers on one team or the other, as Ulbrich has it. Nice and calm, finds Will Tattersall. He almost has his pass deflected, resulting in a turnover, but it stays with Riverside. We have 25.2 seconds to play. 7-point lead. Can be Zion pulling to inbound it. 14 on the shot clock. And as it has been the entire fourth quarter, the clock is the friend of UC Riverside. And a young team, they've done well to manage that. They didn't go into the shell too much. There's the pass over the top. Froling was looking for the steal. They didn't go into their shell too much. Certainly worked the shot clock down low just about every possession, which is what they would have been instructed to do by their coach. But still, got enough good looks, enough productivity that the scoring didn't dry up. You can't just run the clock and stop scoring, and they've done a good job of that. UC Riverside keeping the scoreboard ticking over while the clock ticking down. Kyle Owens is at the line. Crowd stomping their feet. It works on this occasion. He's short on that free throw. Still a 7-point lead for his side. 24.4 seconds to go. Second free throw is good. Here's Harvey. Will he pull up for the three? No, there's a whistle before he can.
We are just going to stop the game and remind you to buy tickets. Don't you like how the referee's done this?
Referee's discussing it. So it looks like UC Riverside's going to make it 3 wins on the trot on their Australian tour. And this by far the biggest scalp. NBL side Illawarra Hawks. If they do hold on for the last 23.4 seconds, that'll be a big win for this young side. Wes Millett, athletic director. Mike Magpayo, young upcoming successful coach, will be wrapped with how their tour has proceeded. Having a great time in Australia. Their players are learning a lot of them overseas for the first time and taking in what it means to travel. Becoming a little bit more worldly. And certainly their basketball will benefit from that and from games like tonight, playing against a proper professional side, grown men. And they've risen to the challenge tonight, as Robinson has it, finds Harvey, step back, gives it off. George King with the three is good. Timeout Riverside, 92-87. So every time I talk about the match like it's over, the Hawks do something. Just to make sure to remind me that it's not quite done yet. 14.5 seconds to play. It's a 5-point lead. So certainly enough time there if the Hawks can find a way and get a little bit of luck. It's 5 team fouls apiece. That's an important part of this puzzle for the Hawks. Any foul will result in Riverside shooting free throws, which of course the Hawks may need to resort to just to stop the clock at some point. You would think they'd try for the quick steal first, and if they can't get that, they'll go for the foul. Hope that Riverside can be influenced by this vocal crowd here in Wollongong, perhaps miss a couple of free throws. If that happens, the Hawks come down and score another bucket. And if it's a three-pointer, well then we've got a one-possession game. The Hawks in their huddle on the bench. Riverside in a huddle on the court. The instructions are given to both teams. Feels like we could have an exciting 14.5 seconds here. Guns N' Roses comes on across the speakers. Wolfmother now. There is Zion pulling, moving on the baseline, finds an open Will Tattersall. This is all taking time the Hawks can't afford. So Tyler Harvey grabs him from behind. The foul is called. Down to 11.3 seconds. So 3 seconds elapsed there for Riverside. 92-87. The Melburnian, Will Tattersall, 2 big free throws. He hits them both. You'd say his team is home. He's got the first. Calm as you like on that one from Will. As Zion Pullen steps out of the lane. One less rebounder there. Not a problem. Tattersall hits the second. 94-87. 7-point lead now. 11.3 seconds remaining. The Hawks will need a quick score here. A very quick score. Meanwhile, Riverside will just be looking not to commit any foul, certainly not to foul a 3-point attempt. If they can do that, they'll be in very good position.
Big round of applause for our ex-Hawks in the house.
Crowd clapping along. Despite the deficit, vocal crowd tonight, they've had a good time. Plenty of merch being sold, plenty of tickets for the upcoming NBL season. A few ex-players are in the house. Here come the current players. So Justin Robinson's going to be the inbounder. Zion pulling in front of him. Harvey curls. He finds Froling. Back to Robinson. There's the quick three-point attempt. No good. Who does the rebound fall to? Froling gets it to Harvey. He has to let it go quickly. No good. And time is going to run out. That'll do us, folks. 94-87. UC Riverside come to the Snake Pit in Wollongong, and they pull out the victory over the home team, Illawarra Hawks, as the players shake hands. An entertaining game of basketball tonight. Obviously not the result the home side Hawks fans would have liked, but an entertaining game. Frenetic start, high energy, a lot of physicality in that first quarter. And then after that, you have to say from the second quarter on, Riverside did a really good job of controlling the tempo of the game, answering any questions that the Hawks had. Lockie Albrecht, player of the game from Adelaide. 19 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals and 2 blocks. And that second quarter, but especially the third, when they really opened up that 10, 12-point lead. From there on, they weren't really headed. As it finished up stats-wise, field goal percentage, both teams identical, 47%. Three-pointers, 45% for the visiting team, 34% for the Hawks. Free throws, 15 of 22 for Illawarra, 11 of 16 for Riverside. Rebounding is where really the visiting UC Riverside had their edge. In total, it was 48 rebounds to 31. But the offensive boards, 20 offensive rebounds for Riverside, 11 for the Hawks. So 9 opportunities, second chance opportunities for the Riverside team as they pose for a photo with the Hawks on half court. And you might be able to see just at the bottom of your screen, the crowd is facing them. And as is the way here at the Snake Pit, they're waiting for their turn to get out onto the court. The kids looking for autographs and photos. There are both sides. Sincere thanks to Wes Millett for joining us up here in the commentary box during the second quarter and half time. He's brought his program out here, and it's a really terrific group of people. Coach Magpio all the way down. Very friendly, very welcoming, enjoying their time here in Australia. And they make it 3 wins on the trot. Bendigo, Keilor, and now Illawarra. So a successful basketball trip for their team, but also a successful personal trip, as he said. The players, the young players especially, learning a lot, seeing a new part of the world. That's an experience they won't soon forget. So that'll do us in Wollongong, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Nikolai Nielsen. Final score, 94-87. UC Riverside over the Illawarra Hawks in this special one-off pre-season match. Have a nice week, and we'll talk to you soon.